Hello, Anya.
Hello, Bata.
Welcome. Thanks so much for coming to this meeting on this sunny, beautiful morning. I'm sure there is more things you could do than sit in front of the computer, but we have an important topic, right?
Yes,
Important for me and you, and that I think is really deep in our hearts.
yes. And I
Mm,
think that is very important for our audience too. I think for a human being, I would
Indeed,
say.
indeed, indeed. Yes, so let's dive to it. But just on the beginning, I'm gonna introduce myself and I'm gonna give you some time to introduce yourself. So my contacts community can find out a little bit more about you. And also wanted to, on the beginning, say a little bit the reason why we're meeting and what is the bigger picture behind our chat. So a while ago, I started to think how I could support people who went through the similar journey like us. So move from original country and make the bold decision to um, become an expat or become a immigrant for any reason, and that too, what I figure out would be a course that everyone can do in the space of their home, in the moment that they feel suitable, and go through the modules, through the phases of relocation. That's how it's called. And one of those phases is not the empathy, but it's a phase where empathy is very useful. And I thought about you as a person who can help me to support people who relocate to find out how empathy plays the role in that process and what they can do to feel and express empathy to make it to make a relocation more in ease and to actually be more kind to themselves. So tell us who you are, what you do on an everyday basis, how do you support others, and with empathy, and yeah, looking forward to hear.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bata, for inviting me. And I think that is what you're doing is absolutely amazing. And if I had that course 13 years ago when I was moving to the Netherlands, I would definitely go for it because that seems like it's really like a GPS for all the experts moving, and really don't know how to navigate right in the foreign country and just feel a little bit lost. So yeah, my name is Anna. I'm also from Poland, and I moved to the Netherlands. I think in September. That will be already 14 years, which is quite a amount of years. Time flies when you're having fun. And I moved for kind of two reasons. Because of love, and also I found very quickly a job, and I settled in Amsterdam those 14 years ago. And I've been like a corporate woman for many years, and I experienced burnout 5 years ago, and I decided to change my life. And empathy was a quite a huge topic for myself and my recovery. And today, for the last 3 years, I'm supporting leaders, expats, mainly expats, I have to admit, and experts and professionals and entrepreneurs in that more introverted nature to achieve those lofty goals, to find themselves in that world that is designed for extroverts and not to burn out in the process, to bring their unique value to the world and be their best in the professional and personal space. And I work with leaders mainly from that IT, SaaS, fintech, and banking space. I would say that like now I'm thinking 90% of my clients are experts, in the Netherlands and also experts in Poland. So it's an amazing journey, and I'm so fulfilled and so happy uh, about what I do. and how I support people on their unique journeys.
Yes. No, that's really nice to hear because it takes lots of courage, right, to make that decision to actually come, yeah, make that move and decide to leave your comfortable, well-paid job, as stable, and especially when your situation is like maybe starting the family, or you just came to a new country, or you have this time in your life that you really need stability, but you feel like there's something missing. And this,
Mm-hmm.
like, everyone goes differently through that, um, like really transforming time. But this thing is all the time, like, coming back, right? That it wasn't easy, I wasn't sure, and empathy, it definitely helps, right? To really be kind and with compassion, look what you really want. But it takes so much courage to actually make that decision. And I hear all the time this, like, I wasn't sure, I really felt like I need to make that move, but yes, so I admire all the people who actually follow their heart, and I know how it feels exactly, because for me it's also pretty fresh since I opened I Got Your Back, and trying
Yeah.
to do what I love. When I was already at the stage that was very comfortable, and had a good
Mm-hmm.
position also at work. So yeah, we have some questions to go through, and
Yeah.
since I'm a intercultural trainer, and always try to look at how we can cooperate this to a new culture. And definitely with relocation, it's you relocating to a new culture, even if it's the same country, even changing the job. Every workplace has their culture, so you always like exploring the new place, new culture, and culture is made by the people who create it. So, what do you think? How empathy plays a role in helping expats in new place, in new culture?
Mm-hmm. I really love it what you said, because it moving to another country, it is exciting. It is, there is like that buzz and the unknown, but it's also a lot of unknown in a way that's like, I'm not sure how I'm going to find myself. And what I've learned on in my own experience and also with my clients, I look at the empathy as a kind of bridge that connects expats, us, to the new environment, right? So because it's like moving to another country, make it easy to feel like an outsider, because we are outsiders. We might feel misunderstood, unseen, or even sometimes out of place. And I see that empathy helps us experts navigate that transition, and allowing us to kind of pause, observe what's going on with us, and really truly listen to others, and also listen to ourselves. So it is a empathy. It is about understanding. Okay, what's going on with me? How am I feeling? Am I feeling out of place? Okay, that's what it is. What can I do about it? Am I feeling misunderstood? Obviously, I'm in a foreign country. I might not speak the language yet. I might
Yes.
not understand all the nuances, and that's also okay to feel it this way. So normalizing those feelings, that's where the empathy comes as a bridge to say, hey, you feel out of place, but it's okay. And I think that it's like also see with my clients, when they allowing themselves to feel. The biggest transition and the biggest adjustment to the culture comes when we are allowing ourselves to feel, to acknowledge that discomfort,
Mm,
right? So it's like this,
yes.
okay, I feel homesick, right? I have a cultural shock, and
Yeah. yeah,
and do not judge myself for that.
yeah, because like it sounds like cultural shock. No, I knew where I'm coming, came here for holidays, and I'm so people. Now that's like exaggerating cultural shock. But actually, first of all, like you said, stopping and reflecting. Okay, do I feel? Because sometimes it's like real life, like real life experience, like in a shop or somewhere. Or sometimes we hear something and it just doesn't feel right, doesn't feel good, but we like, no, but it's just give yourself time and actually, okay, yes, I do get paid well. I had my motivation. I knew what I'm doing. I prepared, but still expect unexpected. Well, you never know till you know. You never know till you actually are in this new place and you get interactions. And it's that's
Yeah,
yeah, like you said, allowing yourself, but also taking time to analyze, is it me, is it them, not, like, but where is it lays, is it coming from my beliefs, or from my past, from my background, how deep it is,
of
and just
course.
give yourself that time, and then indeed, and from both sides, right, experience empathy and show it. It always works both ways, and helps massively. And
Yeah,
do you have like any like experiences? I don't know how you feel about sharing from your like
I'm
from your
pretty
work.
open. Hmm.
Yeah,
And like because like I work with a lot of let's say leaders, right? So when they come to they adjust in the Netherlands and they used to work in the different cultures, they might be even then in the same company. And when they are tapping into that empathy, they create more trust, right? There is more connection because of that. And there is also certain adaptability in that unfamiliar environment. And we are when we are vulnerable about that,
mm,
I think that it's empathy allows people, and I also talk from my own experience, right, to build stronger relationships, to I think integrate faster, right,
definitely,
and
definitely.
and feel a little bit more like at home, because we when you engage because you engage rather than withdraw, because when you're just like, oh, I'm going to observe, I don't feel comfortable, and well, I shouldn't feel like it. So when you deny those feelings, you are withdrawing instead of engaging, instead of incorporating, instead of lending well. So if you use that empathy, I think your landing is smoother
Yes,
in that
because
way.
and in many ways, yeah, that empathy is like yeah, taking as a weakness, but it's actually massive strength. And there's this movement now, right? Like leading through empathy. And I think it's beautiful. And I see it more and more often than that like leaders allow themselves to be more empathic. And actually they are, but just like to show it, to express it. And that it also on professional level, there's always a space to ask that extra question. How is your family
Hmm.
doing? How is your kid doing when it's sick, right? Like what I said about the real life experience, like when I moved in here, just like just when COVID hit hard, I only had the chance to meet with neighbors. I couldn't see my family. I couldn't see
Hmm.
friends. When I saw friends, we had to plan it, like the walks with the 1.5 meter distance. And I
Sounds
actually, my
crazy.
best friend now is my neighbor, who is I think 67. And of course, the time is also important in a process of adaptation, and how open you are and curious. But there's this level when you actually, okay, we know each other, I feel like I can trust her, and you ask those extra questions, you open yourself, you tell those more difficult stories, and you're only able to do that when you're ready, and your empathy is like out, right? Like it's
Hmm.
there, it's always there, but like that you there, right?
Yes, you need to be present, right? You need to be really present, and you also need to connect with yourself in order to connect with others. And you said something very important, time. Because we today we just really want to have quick results. We just wanted to adapt quickly, and it doesn't work that way.
No.
Of course we can use certain strategies to adapt better, but it is a process. It is an integration in the culture over time, and you go through the different phases, right? Like you go for the honeymoon phase and you just like, oh my god, this country is amazing, it's so different than my own, but then you're just like missing some parts of your own country because you feel unrooted, because you people you getting to know, they know just fragment of you. People who know you from your early or childhood days, they were left behind. So you are also known as a just a part, right? That even if you tell the story, they never experience that with you. So
Yes.
it also played a role in that process.
Yes, and also like the awareness. Well, one of the the modules also that I have in the course is awareness. Like, why is it important for me, right? Like, why is it important to unpack that emotional baggage? What is there for me to gain? How much I want to
Yeah.
be engaged in that process? It's our decision, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
up to us what we are ready to do and why, what's our motivation behind this. But definitely, if we really want to stay longer, even if it's like contract, I mean, year or two, but if we really want to experience this to the full, and maybe learning the language will be difficult in a short time, but I always say, do whatever you can do and go with all your heart, your open mind to the process, because even if it doesn't work out, you will have no regrets that you didn't try, you know? So take all you can and give it all you can to just be
Mm-hmm.
100%. And then, yeah, if it works out or if it doesn't work out, but that experience was yours 100%, and you will never have regrets. And you will also experience this on the different level, right? And you
Absolutely.
might also get taste for more. So,
Yeah.
yes.
And as you said, like that's your experience, and you really get to know yourself in that process way more better, right? Because it's like you start with self-awareness and going and being in a different environment. Oh, you learn a lot about yourself, and you might learn things that, ooh, I might not like it. Wow, this is me. And that it's also okay. That is a part of the experience. But if I look also like my own experience or the experience of my client, they all take something very juicy from that experience. They shifted, they grow in the direction that it was not even possible. They couldn't see at the beginning of the journey. So if you, as you said, gonna be all in with that heart, with that vulnerability, and use that empathy to understand yourself and others, I think that is a success going coming your way, uh, in terms of adjusting to that new culture, integrating. I think that's the clue.
Yes, 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 for sure, for sure. Yes, no, and I think you through your work, and I'm also like very passionate about it. I don't work one on one, but in groups and in my intercultural bridging trainings, I'm uh, I always invite people to look deeper, to that it's worth it, right? That it's worth to take the risk, and it's worth to show yourself, you know, as you are, like raw
Yeah.
and yes, I definitely recommend it with all my heart, and also like yeah, I'm like like example of that it's worth it. Being married to the Dutch guy with two kids, and there's still some things that are still annoying after 12 years in the Netherlands, but it's okay, and I can still, like have my Easter the way it's in Poland. I can take with me what I want, what I care about, but take from this culture what I love as well. Like,
Hmm.
so my favorite day in the Netherlands is the Koningsdag, the King's Day, King's birthday. And it's not about losing yourself, but also
Mm-hmm.
just being open, and through the empathy, through what's important for me, can I listen to my heart, what's really what are
Mm-hmm.
my values, who am I, where I'm going, and with lots of empathy and
Yeah.
compassion.
And it's like it's enriching your life, right?
Mm,
Because it's like, as you said, you're taking things from your own culture, but you're also integrating things from another culture, and you're embracing it, and that your life is richer because of that experience.
yes, 100%, 100%. And we only have one life, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So why not to, when we are coming, and just really go all in, and we do fear, and those fears are real, but it's good to address them, to normalize them, to also see, okay, I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, sure, it's okay to be uncomfortable, but there's a way, there's a strategy to go about that. There's a tools you can use to feel more comfortable, or to just be comfortable with that uncomfortable
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
So and then I would say that empathy is like, it's really crucial, and I think that it's also because you talked about professional aspect, like you're working with groups, you're working with the intercultural teams. There is so much unpacked there too. And if you're a leader leading that multicultural teams, that empathy is your key to be successful.
Mm, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yes, and funny that we actually should meet last week, but this beginning of this week I heard this, like the saying that from Elon Musk, that empathy is the weakness of the Western world, and there was this whole discussion behind it, like people went all the way, and thought like funny that actually the timing of our chat. That's amazing how sometimes the universe give you signals. Go for it, do it, because it's important. And I was like really, so I'm really really happy that we met, and that we talking about it. And I hope that through our chat, we will have this engagement, and people will treat it as invitation to dig deeper, and use some sources that are available everywhere, but also go and connect with you, and hopefully try my course, and like what we also thought, it's a good idea to maybe give some examples what we can do, right,
Mm-hmm.
as expert, as someone who went through that journey. It feels how sometimes how difficult it is, what we can do to show other people empathy, just people who just arrived, apart from doing our work, and doing it with lots of passion, but also just like on everyday basis, what we can, how more empathic can we be in our life.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Empathy is a two-way street, right? So it goes both ways. And and I think that it's like, as a locals, or people who have been already through that transition and journey, and we are a reacher in some of that experience. I would say that it's one, and what I see, it's also has a huge impact. It's just acknowledge the effort, right? Saying like, I know I'm moving here must be well, quite of an adjustment, and just like say it as it is, because I think that it, like a few weeks ago I've heard somewhere that when you hear the accent in the language, in the language or English language, there is a story and there is a courage behind it, because it means that someone went outside of that comfort zone to learn something that it wasn't i- their first language, right? So there is a certain courage, as we are speaking our second language. It's not our first language, and yet we are able to communicate. So I think that acknowledging the effort, and be curious, not critical, not judgmental, just ask questions instead of pointing differences and be negative about it. Like, oh, you don't do that. Oh, you don't adjust. Oh, you don't know about our culture, this. Come on, use that empathy as that bridge, and maybe educate, maybe share your knowledge, maybe just simply ask certain questions. So I would say being curious is the is a big one, and as I said, it's a two-way street. So we as experts needs to be curious about the country that we are landing in, and the locals, I would advise to be curious about us too. Do not judge,
Yes.
do not assume, just be curious, right? And
Yes.
then I really like that model: invite, include, and integrate. So it's harder for the individual to break into certain circles, to go out of their way of doing things. It's so easier to the group to say, hey, we are welcome, we are inviting you to, as you said, like going for the walk with your neighbors when the world was shutting down. You turn into the people who are around you. So invite others who are around you and they are not from that country. Include them in some activities,
Yes.
integrate them, right? Just sometimes there's this small gesture, invitation for a coffee, invitation for a walk, or just like, okay, well, let's sit in my garden and talk and let's chat. We really do underestimate those small but yet very impactful gestures, that it can be those way in for experts to integrate more.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Curiosity, just like curious, like kids, right? Like curious.
Yes.
What it means, what could it be, and also time, just patience, right? Like, okay, we just met. I have no idea. Like there's this saying, there's no truth, there is only reality. Everyone comes from somewhere and they have their own reality. We have no idea
Absolutely.
where they're coming from, what they experience. Maybe they just, like Ukrainians, they run from really difficult um, experiences. It's like sometimes traumatic. Just give them some time to adopt. Just show them where the shop is, where the maybe doctor is, where is the school, and just give them the time to also, right, adopt a little
Mm-hmm.
bit and digest it. And yeah, and I think that curiosity is a key. It's also one of the models. And yeah, just give it the time and go back to how you felt. Remember that it for everyone is different, and it's okay with compassion
Yeah.
and empathy and a little bit of coming back to yourself and don't think that giving it like you think you would like to have it. Not just offer what you think they might need because of
Mm-hmm.
some aspects that you think are relevant. Thanks,
Wonderful.
Anya. It was really lovely. We had some technical small issues,
Well,
but yeah,
technology
we did it.
sometimes is just not playing us with us, but we had a lot of empathy towards each other and to the situation, so it was easier for us to navigate that, and that can be just that way of just allowing people to feel comfortable. It's like, okay, that's okay. Well, I had it too many times. That's normal. It's okay. So sometimes those small gestures can allow us to connect better, to understand each other. So I would say that empathy, not to mention the guy who said that empathy is a weakness, but I would say even more of empathy, even all more on empathy in our daily life, in our professional life, and our business, because empathy is a huge aspect of that future leaders who gonna lead differently, and empathy is one of the top pillars. So learning, practicing on yourself and others, that would be my invitation for everyone who listened to that conversation. Yeah, just build the bridges instead of yeah, withdrawing from integration.
Yes, brick by brick, and
Yes.
connection with connection. I think that's a great way to finish our talk. And we also putting a bricks on that bridge, and by our work and by our conversations and by connecting. So let's do that. Let's keep in
Yeah.
touch. I'm looking forward to see you
Yeah.
in Poland, maybe in the Netherlands, and
Who knows?
we
Who
continue.
knows where? Yes, and I really like now when you said brick by brick, so I think that you kind of build that bridge with your program, right? So you put some bricks together to build a bridge for people who are coming to the foreign country and they really wanted to, or they want to experience it in a smoother way. So going through your program, that would be to putting some empathy, awareness, curiosity on the way, and integrate, I think, better with some guidance. So I really applaud you for your work, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
Thank you. That was indeed my intention to just make the process more in ease and smooth. And I think if you're really into it, there will be some options to get further support, like chat with you, like reaching out to experts like you. So yeah, there will be possibility to get supported in that process, and otherwise just go through the models to just acknowledge again that this is normal and it might
Yeah,
take time and some efforts, and it might be
yeah,
overwhelming, challenging, but it's definitely worth it.
absolutely,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Take care, Anya, and I see
Bye
you
bye.
soon. Dziękuję. Pa.
Dziękuję, pa.